What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets React, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction. So excited about this video. If you're new to us
and we new to you,
make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell
because we're on the road to 200K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, alright? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's get it.
Imagine if Mary Poppins fought off attackers.
Wait, that's what the nannies
Or
do?
pulled a car out of a skid.
No! They daredevils too?
These are just two of the skills taught at the UK's prestigious Norland College, which has been training elite nannies for over a century. But hiring a Norland nanny can cost nearly $200,000 a year. Some of their ultra-rich clients include Mick Jagger and the British royal family.
We always get the jokes about what James Bond meeting Mary Poppins. It's not about that at all. We're not trying to turn them into bodyguards.
But keeping up with global demand, especially from the US, has been hard.
We know, for example, in New York alone, we had nearly 100 jobs in the past few years, but we weren't able to fulfill those jobs.
To help address that need, the class of 2026 will graduate nannies from the US for the first time. But each year, Norland accepts only about 100 new students into its 4-year program, which makes nabbing one of these highly skilled nannies quite rare. So what does it take to be a Norland nanny? And is hiring one worth the cost?
Wind the bobbin up.
Oh yeah, I believe so. I would definitely.
Oh, the chaos has begun.
I mean, not just that. We're looking at them having these tools under their belt. You know, as women, especially. You know, and I have to mention that women are targets, especially if they're just walking especially if they're just walking out in public alone, regardless of your location. You know what I'm saying? Being that they're able to defend themselves while they're with your child will make a parent feel so much more secured.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Not just that, but they are going to school for 4 years. So they are learning about the child development.
100%. Yeah.
They're going, I don't know if they would call it parenting classes, but they go into all of these different classes just to know how to take care of a child. Nowadays, well, it's very, very common for a high schooler or a college student to take on these jobs, these nanny jobs. And, you know, they probably practice on their little cousin, little sister. Probably got some CPR training, because I know most times that is recommended, mandated, right, for them to have CPR training, but it's the difference is far. Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Meet Roxanne, a second-year student from New Orleans.
Abracadabra.
She's in a temporary chaperoned placement with these triplets for 6 weeks. This is the first time Norland has allowed the filming of one of its students on a placement. The parents asked that we hide the babies' identities. Roxanne started nannying as a side gig to pay her way through university, where she pursued a degree in American Studies and English.
I just realized this is what I want to do. But then obviously there was talk about that not being a career. It's always been go into STEM, you know, engineering. Do you want to be a doctor? Do you want to be an architect? And that's when I just kept pursuing my studies in hopes to...
I mean, we have so many talents, as simple as just watching a child, but in a more advanced way. Let that be a career.
Right. But you gotta, you know, we could connect a little bit because we're from where she's from. She's from
Shout
New
out.
Orleans, okay? And so here, where there's not much economic opportunity, you want to land jobs that's stable, that's, you know, in case something happened with the economy, they always gonna need a teacher, they always gonna need a doctor, you know, scientist, things like that. She didn't allow their no to deter her. Okay, she went where they have the nannies.
Right.
Where they want the nannies.
Right. I mean, and that's what you're supposed to do. Also, let's say there's a huge artsy environment right here, community in New Orleans. Let that be an outlet for, you know, young people to get a job so they can learn how to have these skills underneath their belt in case schools want their walls painted, these businesses want their walls painted, or however that may go, or teaching children how to draw certain ways. Like, let that be a new career that y'all can add to the curriculum where people can now have more work instead of being limited to what they only want you to do.
Right, but nannying is definitely a career, okay?
I like it.
Think about all of our artists who we love so much, and they're touring for 30 months at a time. I don't know if that's good
Nah,
time. 30 months.
I hear what you're saying.
But they're touring.
Yeah,
they want their
around.
children with them, but they also need a nanny too. It's not gonna always be the mother or the mother-in-law.
Yeah. I think we speak highly on that when we say that not every career deserves separation from your family.
Exactly,
So
definitely.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
Definitely. But we're
that's a
not
bar.
getting a Norland Nanny, baby. $200,000 a year.
Yeah.
Chat, okay?
Take a career. And then when I finished my studies, I went straight back to nannying.
You did a good job hiding the baby's face.
One misconception families often have is that nannies are just glorified babysitters. But peek inside any class at Norland and you'll see a break from that stereotype.
Oh.
We're trying to raise
With the
their
baby,
awareness, give them that sort of additional insight and perspective that will help to ensure that they can maximise the care and safety of the children they look after.
Although Norland is respected and well known here in the UK, third-year student Emma from Salt Lake City struggled to explain the school to her family.
They were like, what is this? What do you mean you're going to go abroad to be a nanny? That's not... You're never going to make money.
In the US, nanny salaries vary widely, but ZipRecruiter reports an annual average of about $49,000. Meanwhile, the average salary of a Norlander who works overseas is a little over $101,000.
Okay, see, now they're talking bank, but here we are. We can add more dollars on top of that because what if, we grew up in an era where, if it wasn't grandma watching you because of your parent working so much, then you had your older sibling watching you. And if it wasn't your older sibling, you're watching yourself. Who's to say they had travel nannies that was teaching stay-at-home, babysitters or, young adults or teenagers watching their siblings, giving them the quality to learn these steps on how to be great nannies themselves instead of them having to just take up the roles and say, hire me. Because what if that person's just mad busy and they get to come over and show you the techniques on a regular scheduled basis?
I mean, we have that. We have classes.
Talk
We
about
have
it.
what is it called? Babysitter classes. We have those, but
With the combat?
no.
With the NASCAR driving?
No.
Uh-huh.
CPR.
Okay.
And swimming lessons, things like that.
Yeah, don't drown. But babies
Right.
naturally float on their back.
But this is a difference. It's a different caliber.
Yeah,
like
I feel you.
this sound like Mary Poppins. So
Mm.
y'all can say what y'all want. This sound like Mary Poppins. I just don't see where we live that being the thing here. Now, of course, we do have physicians and musicians
Imagine it
who's
implemented though.
able to pay $200,000.
Imagine if it wasn't $200,000 that nanny was able to travel to give those teachings.
I don't think the nanny want to teach. I think
Oh,
the nanny
Lord.
want to.
Okay, maybe not the nanny, but somebody that is helping nannies learn these things. They're traveling.
Babe, I don't know.
I don't know. Sound good.
That's a price some families are happy to pay for their child's care and safety.
It's just giving them the basic foundations to defend themselves while still keeping the children safe. Keep it very, very simple. And the simpler it is, the easier it is. Can I have a child, please? I'm right-handed, so I'm keeping my right hand free. I'm protecting my charge. Okay? The attacker comes forward and goes to a strike. Go. 1. I can still put my hand up to defend, but I'm keeping my armour in a defensive manner.
I feel like I've really been able to learn what to do in an emergency and be able to kind of know what to look out for.
Hopefully you don't have to use this.
Hopefully.
Unfortunately, I have had an experience where a man tried to take the little girl that I used to look after.
Oh, no.
I said, you need to give her back. And he said, no.
He
And
had?
so I just had to pull her off of him whilst holding onto the buggy where her baby brother was. It is scary, but that's why I think parents hire Norlanders, because we are given that extensive training for these worst case scenarios.
Well, y'all better fight like heck for a child that
Worst
y'all
case
watching over,
scenarios
'cause
like
baby.
having to control a car while dealing with poor weather conditions
Oh,
and
no.
slippery roads.
That's what this
That's funny.
is.
I like that part. I like that.
Real
Do y'all
life
big one.
training.
Do
Love
y'all
it.
big one. But what you saying? Who they
Students
running
learn
from?
advanced driving maneuvers in their third year.
I like that though. But don't be on the road when it's raining. With my baby.
Just stay on home, child. We can wait for
The
the milk. We
program
can wait
also
for it up.
includes 3 years of specialised training and a 4th year of paid employment as a
Love it.
probationary nanny. The training builds on itself over time, Take cooking, for example. In Year 1, students learn the basics. Year 2 challenges them to prepare meals for different dietary needs. And Year 3 has them learn advanced baking skills.
Love it!
The students will even spend 28 hours on a module called Fabric Friend.
We were making a fabric friend to help a child through transitions. So that might be going to school, it could be going to bed at night, it could be dealing with their emotions. Nice way to be creative.
An entire class dedicated to making a toy might seem excessive, but students also learn the basics of sewing and mending.
Sewing used to be viewed as quite old-fashioned, but in today's world of trying to protect our future and sustainability, it's now back in vogue, that whole idea of repair and recycle and so on.
She said a mouthful, y'all caught what she said.
Practical skills
I'm
make
sorry,
up
I gotta
about
mention it. She said we had to go back to what used to be so we can keep things flowing how it is going now, because people are shying away from the stuff that's keeping people, you know, I guess you could say in touch with life.
Right, in touch with life, the old ways.
So the old ways, for real.
Okay, don't get too caught up with AI and technology, baby.
Bruh.
Listen, if you cut it off, what you gonna do? How that thing go? What you gonna do?
I don't know if y'all saw that movie. No, it was a series.
Yeah, that series. It's called Them. Are You one of them?
Yeah, the family moved into this neighborhood. And
it's not the movie.
Yeah.
I always get it messed up. I think it's Them.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
third of the curriculum. First year student Frankie from Charlotte, North Carolina, is starting from square one.
Not having worked as a childcare professional, it's been really nice to have the, practice with the basic care skills, holding a baby.
Diaper changing is part of the basic care skills module that all first year students must complete, along with hygiene, first aid, and car seat installation.
So always think lap over lap. So what would normally go over your lap goes over the child's lap.
Is that green?
Well, I feel like they're making this complicated.
No, because
I was worried.
Well, I feel like they're overdoing it. Like, this is way too easy to
No,
connect.
some, especially, I would think most of them don't have children.
Yeah.
I would think so, because they leaving they home, they country, a lot of them leaving their country to go do this for 3 years. So this may be their first experience ever holding a baby, feeding a baby, whatever. A lot of people think just because, I'm having a baby, I'm gonna know everything. There's a lot of moms who's pregnant and they get this baby and they don't even know how to hold the baby properly. They don't know how to support the neck. They don't know how to, what the line on the back of the diaper mean when it turned blue. They don't know all of these things. I was one of the people where I wanted to be overly prepared.
Yeah.
So I took parenting classes. I took CPR classes. I took all of these different classes so that the baby would survive.
Yeah.
Baby, I don't want that to happen to this baby.
Lord.
That's how I felt.
Yeah, that's why I feel like it's important for especially first moms to be able to have access to these type of women. The amount of learning and understanding they're going to receive from these teachings is going to be perfect for them in the future. You know what I'm saying? So
the nanny could teach her.
Yeah, the nannies could teach her.
Especially the dads, the single dads.
Yeah, yep.
Because they become single dads for various reasons. You never know.
Shout out to the single dad handling their business out there, bro. Salute to y'all for real.
That the course was going to be too difficult for me, that I wasn't going to fit in, but I realized very quickly that everyone who comes here is the kind of person who would thrive here. It's such a British institution. It's got such history and heritage behind it, and it was a big draw for me.
The college guarantees paid employment for all its graduates.
Guaranteed.
Norland runs its own employment agency that collects a one-time placement fee from families.
The funding that we receive from the income generated from the agency is used for bursary provision. So we have a very strong commitment to widening participation, not least because we want to change our student demographic to reflect the wider society, but also because we know that the finances can be a big barrier.
It was going to be an investment, but Norland does offer scholarships, so that made it possible for me to come as a student.
Norland's tuition is a little more than $27,000 a year for international students, almost $4,000 more than it costs UK students. All in, that's close to the average annual cost of out-of-state college tuition in the US. And it's close to the middle of the range that international students pay for the average public bachelor's programme in the UK. One unique expense is the near $1,300 every student shells out for the classic Norland uniform. The promise of a high salary directly out of college draws students to apply despite the costs.
Within 5 years of graduating, our students who have invested less money than perhaps a doctor might have done are already earning higher than a doctor's salary.
Fresh out of medical school, doctors in the UK can expect a basic salary of about $52,000 to $59,000. Meanwhile, Norlanders can earn almost $75,000 right after graduation.
Hey, hold on now. Wait a minute now. That's enough money for everybody. So don't get mad when someone who's doing something totally different is making more money than the field that's saving lives. They feel saving lives just as well as you'll feel saving lives. Just a different life of how they choosing to make sure the lives stay together. You get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying.
Listen, now when I see a little girl who look like she's a really good babysitter, I'm gonna be like, girl, let me take you out to Norland school.
Nah, for real. See, this is bigger than you think.
After a decade of experience, salaries for overseas placements can exceed $170,000, the school says.
When I looked at the curriculum, it was exactly up my alley. That's why I think Norland is so transformative, because they've taken this concept of what used to be the help and turned it into an expertise.
Norland's reputation is well over 100 years in the making.
It's lovely to see how some of the core values and core traditions have remained, but not necessarily everything.
The school was established in 1892 by infant teacher Emily Ward.
She created the world's first childcare training institute in essence, because she saw all the way back in the Victorian times how important it was to have adults who were supporting young children.
These black books contain an account of every student who studied at Norland.
In 1892 there wouldn't be any male names here, but now we have male names, non-binary names entered into our books today. We're working very hard to try and challenge the stereotype around the Norland Nanny.
Even the uniform, which some consider old-fashioned, has evolved.
This is a cohort from 1923. This is her uniform. We have updated it a little bit. You don't have to wear corsets anymore, of course. We've made a gender-neutral uniform as well. We've retained it because, partly because our students really want to wear it. But we also think it's very important from a symbolic point of view, as well as in terms of helping them to develop their professional identity.
The uniform is a symbol of the Norland ethos. Honour its history, but adapt to the times.
And of course, since then, we've learned so much more about early years development. We now know that 80 to 90% of brain growth seems to take place more or less in the first few years of life.
Oh, there we go.
New insights yield new training methods. This is Emily.
Come on, Emily.
A virtual baby named after the founder, who likely couldn't imagine technology like this would ever be part of her school's curriculum. These robo-babies simulate the demands of infant care and teach lessons that might save a real baby from danger.
They never gave y'all a baby at school to bring home? I remember that. They used to bring babies home and stuff.
At first we had an egg.
Yeah.
We blew out all of the egg yolk in the middle. And we had to make sure that it didn't crack.
That part.
For a weekend.
Just replace it.
And then the next semester we had the baby who would cry randomly.
There's a shaking of it, like you can't move it too much. It's like sensitive.
It has to, the head have to be supported because it had one where the head would do that.
Yeah. I think we had one in the house. I think my sister had one.
Really?
I believe so. He used to cry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to see. I think we had one.
So the sensor in the neck measures whether you let the baby's head go. So for example, I wouldn't do this with a normal child, but if we were to stimulate a response from Emily.
Just drop it.
Just shake it a little bit. Uh-oh, there you go.
This feels so wrong.
The robo-baby is supposed to cry, just like a real one, if it needs a diaper change, is hungry or is too hot. But occasionally, there's a glitch.
She apparently has a very good neck.
We have made sure that over the last 130 years that our course remains up-to-date, cutting edge, but we've also retained some of those core values, some of those core traditional skills and knowledge that children have always needed.
While some of that knowledge is universal, Norland recognises that the needs of an international family might differ from those of a British one.
One of the other things that's changed over the past few years is that we have acquired an international student sponsor licence.
After Brexit in 2020, Norland was required to apply for a student visa sponsor licence to continue accepting EU students.
There you go.
When the licence was granted in 2021, Norland started accepting other international students as well.
We know that there are all sorts of different families out there with different needs, different contexts, different cultural contexts and so on.
Specifically, about 40% of current advertised international jobs for Norlanders are in the United States.
We know that we have a large demand for our graduates in America, but we're not always able to place them there. If we have American students, of course, that's ideal.
Despite the global demand, Norland keeps class sizes small.
We're not trying to be like De Beers and keep them rare deliberately. The only reason we are so small is because of the cost of the course. We know that if we were able to roll this out and have 1,000+ students a year, we certainly have the interest, but it's not necessarily sustainable in terms of the intense training, the ratios.
More personalised instruction for the nannies means more personalised care for their charges. Roxanne's placement with the triplets will put everything she's learned to the test.
You think, okay, do I have enough limbs to do this? And then you get innovative. Invention is ready.
To rein in the chaos, Roxanne uses a childcare principle called attunement.
So really being connected to the child, really understanding their needs, not just from a basic level, but an emotional level. And I think that has definitely been what's been so helpful in these challenging moments. And
listen, it is very hard to do that. To connect on an emotional level with a child, okay? And the fact that they taught that and she's using that skill, that tells me everything I need to know about the Norland school.
Yeah.
But $200,000, Lord.
But she made a mention that they would open it up to more people. It's just that it's the cost of it and how they're, conducting it with the courses. They don't know how many people can flood it.
I was saying that's how much they are worth.
Oh, the price of to get you one.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I feel you. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the $14 an hour babysitter from the college.
Come on through, girl. Come on through.
even just looking them in the eyes can calm them sometimes.
Good job. Well done, you.
You try to be organized, but then you have a million trillion other jobs that you literally have to do. And then you're like, oh, this, and then I have to do that. You have to have that spontaneity. I'm equipped to be able to advise people. I know what's happening neurologically. I know developmentally what's happening with that child. And it's science. It is science. And I think that's where it's something profound, and actually I feel proud. I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna be a Norland Nanny.
Man, shout out to them for that, bro. Make sure you guys check them out. Yeah, I do believe that it's true. Like, it is an emotional connection that you have with a child, especially looking at them in the eyes when they're probably feeling some type of emotional stance. Right. I don't think it works with dogs. I looked at my dog in the eye, and I was trying to get my dog to focus because the other dog was walking, and cross-eyed, flipping, eyes getting all red. I'm like, calm down. No, I'm joking.
Oh, God.
But she cool. She cool.
All right, y'all. We hope you guys enjoyed learning about this with
Facts.
us. Be sure to subscribe. We'll see you soon.
Peace.